last outing for Orlando. They won that game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And you know what was most impressive?
It's go time. Check in.
I'm on it.
Bucks trail by 3. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Knight and Mayo man the backcourt. Sanders out there with Parker, and it's Middleton in at the 3 slot. There's the block, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. 6 to shoot. Mayo against Harris. Mayo, that's good.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
O.J. Mayo, a smooth, long-range shooter with deep range. When he gets going, he can put up some big numbers.
And Fry kicks to Oladipo. Vucevic a screen on Mayo. Oladipo against Mayo. The second chance effort, and he sinks the layup.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
Pass to Middleton. Pass to Knight. In low to Sanders. Back to Knight. Wide open. There's the bucket. Good. Knight's got 5. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Here's Mr. Clutch. There's the dish to Fry. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. Feeds it to Vucevic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Vucevic is really a very capable mid-range jump shooter, but his post repertoire is still a work in progress, very much so. With his size and touch, you'd really like to see him develop that back-to-the-basket game.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Gordon's checked in for Fry. Reese Harkless comes in for Harris. And Fournier subbed in for Oladipo. The shot's good from Henson.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
Orlando leading. You guys were talking about Vucevic developing inside Steve. There's also some work to do defensively.
Yeah, still a bit foul prone. He's got to follow the Roy Hibbert school of defense, remaining vertical, walling off the rim, and avoiding those fouls.
And Bayless with the basket, the assist from Walters. Bayless has got his first basket of the night.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Here's Mr. Clutch. The rebound by Middleton.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
A quick shot there, and it's off target. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Harkless. Here's Mr. Clutch. And there's the pass to Fournier. Here's Mr. Clutch. Hits it from three-point range. From deep. It could go. Can't get it to go. And so the first quarter wraps up without too much action on the scoreboard. Magic lead by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point. Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Andrew Nicholson. Harris comes in for Gordon. Mr. Clutch is checked in for Evan Fournier. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Peyton. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Milwaukee. Knight comes in for Jared Bayless. Mo Harkless and Tobias Harris, the forwards. Ridnour out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's Vucevic in at the center position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. And here is Harkless, averaging 10 points per contest. Ridnour kicks to Harkless. The Magic need to get a shot off here. And he gets it to go. Mr. Clutch has got the game tied up here for the Magic. And last time out for him, he had a bit of a rough game. You can imagine the nerves he had playing Clark in his NBA debut.
Yeah, fortunately for him, people won't spend too much time analyzing what he can and can't do because the team got the win. But he certainly did have some moments where he seemed lost out there.
Henson dishes to Mayo. Fades away. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that. You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And the free throws are starting to pile up a little bit here, more so than in the first quarter.
And that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Knight passes to Mayo. Kicks it to Middleton. And stolen by Harris. Wide open look. And it falls over the rim and in. 7 points for Mr. Clutch.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
And a tight.
All right, guys. I want to go over some things before we get back out there.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one. Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. Andrew Nicholson comes in for Channing Frye. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Tobias Harris. Milwaukee also making some changes. Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for O.J. Mayo. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got Antetokounmpo, Parker out there with Sanders. Then it's Jared Bayless, and it's Knight in at the 1. Oladipo, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Oladipo's got 7 now in this quarter. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, very competitive action. I agree with you, Clark. I mean, this one could come down in the last few minutes the way it looks.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Harkless is checked in for Oladipo. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Peyton. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, there's no doubting a tumultuous offseason for Jason Kidd. After what some say was a failed power play in Brooklyn, he moved on to coach Milwaukee. The Bucks were the less established roster, but Kidd got a bump in pay and may have a larger say on personnel. A surprising move, but he seems genuinely excited about guiding this young roster. Kevin, over to you.
He said it's not about the market, it's about the opportunity. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, Doris. And so it's Milwaukee with it. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Mr. Clutch in at shooting guard. Andrew Nicholson out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Luke Ridnour, and it's O'Quinn in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for Orlando. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the floater. The shot's good from Bayless. And the Bucks lead by 16.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
The shot's good for Mr. Clutch.
You know, if this had come earlier, they might have been able to get back into it.
Yeah, but as it is, too little too late.
So no problem for